It doesn't matter if you're a child or an adult, you will always hear everyone talk about politics. In short, politics is based on the fact that various candidates throughout the world propose different proposals to lead a country, and that it causes society to divide into different opinions. And in the end, the country must vote for one of them. With all this mentioned, we can say that in Minecraft we have politics, and this is due to the mob vote, the voting of new mobs. Doesn't mob voting sound familiar? Three different candidates with different proposals and a society that fights for one of them. And no, it's not an exaggeration. There were even political campaigns on Twitter and Minecraft servers to influence who should vote for. In this cube game, we have two mob votes, the first in 2017 and the second in 2020. In the first vote, we had four candidates: the monster of the ocean depths, a terrible nightmare in the ocean. This mob, it would be able to stalk the player and bring him to the depths to drown him. This mob was eliminated in the first votes. Curiously, his tank would catch the players to take them to the depths. However, magma blocks already do that, so that idea was kept in the game, and today we have it. The next one was the Great Hunger. This mob would be able to camouflage itself. This mob would be able to eat items and blocks. If you neglect your diamonds, these mobs could eat them. The interesting thing about this mob is that it would like to eat enchanted tools to be able to add or remove enchantments. At that time, there was no way to remove enchantments in the game, although this function was added later thanks to the green stone that removes enchantments. Wildfire, a dangerous guardian that will appear in the fortresses, and these would appear randomly along with the blazes, but they would be more dangerous since they defend themselves thanks to the large shields, which was later added in Minecraft dungeons. And finally, the Phantom, winner of those votes, a mob that could spawn when you don't sleep. Apparently the favorite was a flying mob, something we hadn't seen before. Everything was excellent, but the 2020 voting was a horrible chaos. The candidates were the Iceologer, a hostile mob for the mountains, the Move Plume, the first special mob for the Flora Forest, and the Glow Squid, winner of the 2020 voting. But were these votes completely legal? Was the Glow Squid really the winner? Was it what the Minecraft community wanted? Well, we are not sure about that. There is a huge controversy about this, where a large part of the community affirms that there was corruption in these votes. YouTubers with massive amounts of followers and influence in social networks were asking them to vote for the Glow Squid, reaching a number of likes from over 100,000 in a single tweet. And do you want to know how many votes the Glow Squid got? With a total of 836,000 votes, the Glow Squid wins the first vote with 36%. That is equivalent of 300,000 votes. If we assume that those 100,000 people supported the idea of voting for the Glow Squid, then it would have lost, turning into the Iceologer in the winner by a pretty good difference. Obviously not exact, but here the strange things start. This YouTuber said that he was going to follow all the people who will vote for the Glow Squid and who could prove it. If you ask my opinion, I think it was obviously a joke. But even if it was a joke, how many tens of thousands of people will not have voted for the Glow Squid just to see their favorite YouTuber follow it? Before continue, I don't have anything against it from the YouTuber, I'm just reporting. Obviously the controversy grew and they criticized this YouTuber. As a curious fact, he defended himself by saying that they were going to add the three mobs at the end, that we shouldn't have any fights about this, because in the end they would all be implemented. But this is not the case. On different occasions, Mojang has said that they are not going to add the three mobs if they don't see it as necessary. So no, neither Iceologer nor Moobloom are guaranteed to be added, and possibly they never will, or maybe they will. But then, what if Iceologer won instead of Glow Squid? Today, you are going to find out, since this Iceologer has a much more important history than we think. It even has an influence on the history of Minecraft. We are going to travel in my time machine to see what Minecraft would be like with it. We are ready, we start, come on! Here we go, we have arrived, and we are here. The first question is, what would the Iceologer be in Minecraft? What would attacks be like? For this, we have to analyze Minecraft Dungeons, a game where it is already implemented. The first thing we can notice in Minecraft Dungeon is that the ice cluster generated by the Iceologer can follow the player. That is something very important, because this makes the mob it is impossible to dodge. You can see how the snowdrift chases any entity that attacks it. If the Iceologer really was like in Minecraft Dungeons, then it is a mortal danger. However, let's remember that Minecraft Dungeons exaggerates some mobs. Many of the mobs presented in Minecraft Dungeons are very similar to vanilla. However, there are things that don't make sense, such as spiders. Spiders are capable of throwing cobwebs and make the player unable to mob. That is clearly not in vanilla Minecraft. Following this same logic and knowing that Minecraft Dungeons exaggerates some mobs, then we would have to imagine the Iceologer attack as presented in the Minecon trailer. In the Minecon trailer, we could see how the Iceologer generates ice clumps, but they fall immediately. That is, they don't chase the player. So if the Iceologer had won the votes, it would implement it in vanilla Minecraft. It wouldn't be as dangerous as in Minecraft Dungeons. Instead of the ice chasing you, they would simply generate ice near you and fall immediately. Although, well, we can't know this for sure. What do you think? It would be very dangerous like in Minecraft Dungeons, or it would be balanced as they presented in a Minecon? Another important fact about the Iceologer is that during the Minecon presentation, we could see that the Iceologer is generated in the highest mountains in the world. In the mountains that we can see in the 1.17 part 2, mountains that we can already see in Minecraft Bedrock in the betas, these mountains are huge, with icy peaks and full of shifting snow, and that data is important. Although the Iceologer doesn't have as powerful an attack as in Minecraft Dungeons, shifting snow, goats, and specifically the Iceologer would make the mountains very difficult to enter. It would be quite a challenge. Now, if the Iceologer had won the votes, then this mob would be immune to be shifting snow. Obviously, it couldn't freeze in this snow, and possibly it would be able to walk on this snow, being one of the few mobs that can survive the shifting snow. Now you knew that the Iceologer would have a lot of importance in the history of Minecraft. The new ores distribution of 1.17 tells us that emeralds can only be obtained in the mountains. If we go down, you can see that it is impossible to get it in the caves. This change indicates that emeralds can only be obtained by climbing. Have you ever wondered where did the villagers get the emeralds that they have? If we click on a villager, he offers us crops in exchange for emeralds. But where did they get it from? Well, the new distribution of ores tells us that those who got the emeralds from the villagers had to go to the mountains, and this is where the Iceologer comes in. The Iceologer is in charge of safeguarding the emeralds that are in the mountains, making the emeralds very difficult to get. First, we have to climb dangerous mountains and then fight against ice wizards, a rather difficult enemy, similar to the pillagers, the evokers, the vindicator, villagers rejected from the villages and who now seek revenge. The Iceologer is guarding and protecting the emeralds of the Minecraft worlds, influencing the economy of the villagers. And this is the reason why the villagers have a very expensive prices for emeralds. Things as useless as, for example, 2 rabbits' feet for 1 emerald, or even 4 turtle shells for 1 emerald is very expensive. The villagers are not able to go to the first 1 mountains and battle against the Iceologer. They have few emeralds and that's why they sell them so expensive. Apparently, a new strategy is to climb the mountains and get many emeralds, but if the Iceologer had won, this would be very difficult. Getting emeralds wouldn't be so easy. Finally, we will talk about the drop of this mob. What could the Iceologer throw? If we follow the same logic as the Vindicators and the Pillagers, then they would surely throw emeralds, and very surely they would also throw ice. So if you make an automatic Iceologer farm, you could get automatic ice and emeralds at the same time. It would be one of the few farms that you can get ice for free, although they would be very difficult farms to do, since we are at the maximum heights of the game, and we would have to remove many blocks. Now, not all things are positive with the Iceologer. If we think about it, it reminds me a lot of the situation of the Phantom, a very epic hostile mob, flying that appears only when you don't sleep. It seems to be important with the lore. Unfortunately, more than something epic became a nuisance. Maybe at the first it's super epic to battle Iceologers in the mountains, but after a while it just becomes a nuisance. And well, those have been some things that would happen if the Iceologer had won. And what do you think? Are you satisfied with the glow squid that can throw shiny frames and glowing sacks? A pretty beautiful mob, very nice, but maybe something else was missing. At the end of the day, you are the one who should have an opinion. Please tell me in the comments now, with all this information and this reflection, who do you think should have won the votes? The Moobloom, the Iceologer, or the glow squid? If you want my opinion, I am happy with everything that Minecraft adds. I will never complain. I really like to adapt, and whatever they implement, I always enjoy this wonderful game of cubes. I hope you like this video a lot. On the left, you have a video suggested by the YouTube algorithm, and on the right, you have the playlist of this amazing series.